sucks to be alone. Welcome back to Team Fat Could Choose the Fat. I am Jason. What's gonna happen now is due to social distancing. I gotta make a couple phone calls to get the guys on the line. Welcome to the podcast. You know what would have been really smart if I did this shit beforehand. Hey, you know, that's how things go. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully, is that not dialing? What is going on? Alex, are you there? Can you hear me? I see you answered.
Jason?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. You're all right. So you're on the podcast right now. Hold on, I'm calling Dooley.
Well, that's good to know.
Oh, man, I texted you earlier today and said we were gonna try to pull this shit off. I mean, hold on. I'm calling Dooley real fast.
Ideas and plans, man. Ideas and plans.
There it goes. Dooley,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Now, hold on. So Alex is here. Dooley's here. Let me line up the butcher real fast. And I should definitely change him. He's still like it's fun because like he's still Dennis the Butcher in my phone. It just sounds like a mafia name.
Dennis the Butcher.
Dennis,
Hey, man.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey,
All right,
how you doing?
Good. All right. So we're gonna group call this bitch in.
Finally, a podcast.
Yeah.
Yay!
So we got Alex is here. Dennis, you're here.
I missed my Team Fat Kid brother.
So yeah, like, you know, due to this whole thing, I just want to do this real fast. All right.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. So how's I mean, let's just start it off like we always do. Fucking, I don't know who's up on my queue. Alex, how the fuck was your week?
I got a lot of sleep. That was my week. There,
Yeah.
I got Final Fantasy VII Remake for all you nerds out there. That's they released it a day early, and I basically binged it for most of the night. And then
Sounds about right. I like how you said most of the night.
well, they released it at like 5 p.m. and then I had to install it, so I didn't start playing until like 8, and then I was up till like 5, and yeah.
Well, like we had a conversation like you're on like the nap program.
Oh, the 3-hour nap program. That's right.
So let's talk about the 3-hour nap program.
So there's no time doesn't exist anymore. Like there's no more days. It's just what period of napping am I on, and it's. I feel like I just kind of like sleep for 3 hours, then I'm awake for 2 or 3 hours, then I sleep for 3 hours, and I'm awake for 2 or 3 hours, and yeah, I mean like 2 weeks ago, Jason was like, "What are your plans? You know, we need to get this phone call done," and I was like, "Man, I don't know. I've got a nap at noon. I got to mow the lawn at 2. I'm gonna do some dishes around 4, and then I think I got another nap planned at about 5. I could push all that though. Like it's not. I can reschedule. You know, my nap can come at 11 instead of noon. Maybe we can change some things around.
Like, all right, have you hit the like? Cause, I had a nap the other day, and I don't know if you can call it a nap because like I was up. I physically didn't get out of bed. And somewhere like around 12, I took a nap as I was watching TV in bed, and I took a nap, and then I woke up around like 2:30. I feel super fucking lazy, but like I definitely never left the bedroom and totally had a nap in the middle of sleeping.
Have you had a day of no showering yet?
No,
Wait.
I have not.
Give it time.
All right, let's go. Who's next on the? Hey, Dooley, you're the one I called next. So, Dooley, how the fuck was your week? You're still employed.
Well, since you got furloughed, I'm not taking your job. Making
Good times.
making salads, some sandwiches, stuff like that. Also doing maintenance, lobby attendant, laundry, renovation.
Fucking overachiever.
I don't like it. But
Here's again the paycheck.
yeah. Other than that, like I haven't had anything stupidly.
How are the chickens?
Chickens are good. They're
Yeah.
all laying.
Definitely gonna need you to swing by at some point and like zero contact me, leave some eggs on the porch.
I'll do some Grubhub type shit.
Some Grubhub type shit.
Just leave it at the door. Okay.
Just push the ring. Yeah, I'll talk to you through the ring doorbell. Just leave the eggs and leave. I hit the no showering stage.
It's like hostage negotiation.
I've only had one no shower day, but
No, that's fucking lies.
during this quarantine, I've only had one no shower day.
I have been.
Were you playing the video game the entire time?
It was that day.
I have been.
I mean, I woke up late and I
Trying to
decided
put-
I didn't need a shower until I was going to do something, and I wasn't going to do anything. And then the lady called me and was like, "Your game's ready," and I was like, "All right, I'm coming. Like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. You should just be at the door with my shit." And that's pretty much how it went down. I got back and I went to the store in fucking sweatpants and shit. Like
You showed up-
zero
you
fucks given.
You showed up like the crusty, like 30-year-old dude that still lives in his
Oh, I had
parents'
on like the
basement.
gray bleach stained hoodie. You know, like they're like sports pants. They weren't sweatpants. They're like the sports soccer pants. I think I had on like
Were they breakaways?
I had on no, they weren't breakaways. I had on my house slippers.
Nice.
Like there was zero fucks given. This was, yeah. I had to get out of my car, walk to the door, and get back to my car. That did not require. Yeah, they're lucky I had clothes on. Like, I'm not even bullshitting you. When she called and said like, "Hey, your game's ready," I was like, "Cool." She's like, "Call before you come." I was like, "I'll be there in 10 minutes. I got to put on pants." That is a quote. Like, "I'll be there in 10 minutes. I just got to put on pants." It's my quarantine life right now. Hey, I live alone, y'all. Let me tell you. Just be happy I got pants on.
I haven't flying my drone though.
You've been flying your drone?
Yeah. Trying to master it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just all right. When I'm talking about not having pants and you're talking about flying your drone, that's just a weird segue. Like,
know,
is that what you're
right?
calling it now? Like, I've been flying my drone lately. Let me tell you.
Like, I just got a really bad image of this Alex walking around his house with no pants on. Just like a t-shirt
Why are you envisioning that?
and slippers.
Wow,
That's what
What
he's
the
talking
hell?
about.
you're really putting a lot on me right now. It's-
Y'all, man.
He's like, you're really putting a lot on me. You think I was wearing a t-shirt?
or slippers.
Where's the paper ball?
I gotta check when I walk to my back door. My kitchen door is 2 panes of glass. Let me tell you, I let the dogs out, and it's like, hold on, let me check left
Who
or
let
right.
the dogs out?
Are my neighbors in the backyard? No. All right, I'm safe.
Where's the paper ball?
Sometimes you got to get that, like, I'm not sure, do like the cup. You know, put like the one hand down and open the door. I'm not saying tuck it. I'm just saying cup it. You know, you got to cover it. Oh, God. You know, you obviously don't walk around your house naked enough, Jason. That's just clearly, if you don't know what you have to do near windows
Well,
with neighbors.
the weather's been really nice, so I've been like all
So
my
you're walking
windows.
around your backyard naked?
All my windows have been completely open. Like,
Don't tempt him.
It's like, no. My neighbors have a 2-story house, bro. They can look right over my fence. Like, technically, it's their fence. Makes it awkward. They have children that live on the second floor. Like, I don't need the cops showing up in quarantine. Like,
It's funny
why,
you mentioned
why are
that.
they looking in my yard? But you were in their pool. That's still my
Naked.
yard. Yeah, it's still my yard. All right, Dennis. I know we had talked through text. And I know you had a fucked up week.
Oh.
Because you too are still employed.
Yes, I
You
am.
you essential only motherfuckers.
You know, it's what happens every now and then. Yeah, no, it's been busy and everything with work. And, like, the other day we actually had a incident at the butcher shop that, how should I say this? We had 8 people in the store at the time. And when all of a sudden, next thing I know, I hear somebody saying to a customer that they need to get the hell out of the store. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I turn around and this guy's trying to tell people they can't come in the store. And I look, I'm like, what the hell do you think you're doing? He's like, oh, well, you know, it's going to put you over 10 people. I'm like, okay, for one, you cannot tell people they can and not come into my damn business. I'm sorry. You do not work here. You don't own this damn business. You know, and plus you're blocking the damn door to begin with, so you're a fire hazard as it is. And then he went off on this little tangent about, he's like, well, it's meat. And I'm like, I don't care that for one, you still got to cook your fucking meat.
Time out.
Yeah.
Because I've obviously been to the butcher shop. Like 8 people in the customer area seems like a lot.
It's compared to what it's usually, it's actually not that bad, but and like they're not full 6 feet away from each other, but there is still space between people and everything. So they're not like
I
on
just
top of each other. or
I
anything.
just imagine people like standing on top of the deep freezer where you guys keep the dog bones. Like, I'm over here, bitch. This is my space.
That's 6 feet right there.
This is my space.
That is 6 feet right there. Yeah, no, but and I'm like, okay, he's like, well, it's meat. And I'm like, okay, you still got to cook the damn meat. According to whatever all the scientists are saying, after 86, once it hits 86 degrees, all bacteria is dead for this virus. And I'm like, whatever. And then he's like, well, I'm a retired cop. And I'm like, okay, you forgot the key word right there, retired. Okay? The 10-person max is not a law. It's a recommendation by the government and everything. And we are a grocery store. We are essential and everything. We don't technically have to follow that because if anybody out there has been to a Walmart or any of your local mega marts and everything, they're pretty much full to capacity at all fucking time. And he started going off and on about this and that and everything. And then the one dude I work with kind of told him to go fuck himself and get the fuck out. He said, well, that's fine. I'll leave. And then sure enough, he's like, I'm going to call the cops. And the dude I work with, of course, because he's a genius like that, decided to say, well, that's fine. Call the cops. I get arrested at least once a week anyways. Yeah. And I will admit, I understand, the trying times nowadays and everything, but I will admit that was the fastest response time I've ever seen by Virginia Beach Police. We had 4 cop cars there in less than 10 minutes.
Did he know any of them by name?
No. He wasn't even there. He'd already left.
Oh, that's slightly disappointing.
Yeah. Actually, I knew about 3 of the police officers that showed up, though.
How often do you get arrested?
I don't. But I do drink with a lot of them. But, talk to the police and everything. And they're like, hey, he can't say anything to, he can't tell people they can and cannot come into business and everything. He's like, you really can't enforce it because people are not going to look at it. In the worst case scenario, they can walk in, they see us too many people, they can turn around and walk back outside and wait. It's not that hard. And then, of course, then I had to, get the little joke in there and everything. I looked at him, I was like, all right, I need y'all to leave because I'm over 10 people right now.
How many cops were in each car? Were they like solo cops?
They were solo.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 4. Yeah, it was 4 vehicles.
Not 8, 4.
Yeah. 4 vehicles, 4 officers. Yeah, and yeah, it's been interesting because we've been we're pulling numbers right now that are normally middle of summer, like a couple years ago on a weekend, and we're pulling them on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday, and it's good for business, but at the same time, it's not really that great for the business too. Because we get to the point where we had to raise the prices on our family plans. We had to limit the number of family plans we do per day because we were getting to the point where we were doing almost 10 to 15 a day. And I think Friday morning was the first time I've had my entire case from one side to the other actually full. And then that was it. As soon as I opened the damn doors, it's gone. They're nonstop, and I'm like, we're pretty much through this, people. You need to stop panic buying.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Have you dealt with any hoarders?
Oh, I've had a couple like I said, because we do the family plans and everything. And I had one lady. She got away with it for the first 2 weeks, but she was literally buying 3 family of 5s every week. There's only 3 people in her family because I know them. And I'm like, no offense, but you can't buy no more family plans for a while. You can't tell me I can and cannot buy it. I'm like, well, we can refuse service to anybody, technically. Second off, you are not going to go through that much meat, period. I just don't get it. And I don't know. After going through all this crap and everything, I can't wait for a real apocalypse because I already know I'm going to be at the top of the food chain. I can hunt it, I can kill it, I can butcher it, I can cook it. Hell, I brew my own beer and make my own whiskey.
You probably shouldn't say that.
Probably not, but hey, I'm at home. They don't know where I live.
That is true. So, how's the oceanfront looking? I know you're down at the oceanfront in Virginia Beach, and is it ghost town down there?
At night, yeah. Normally, especially with the way the weather's been here lately and everything, you'd expect it to be jam packed and everything. And I'll give people credit. They're staying at home and everything, and you got certain businesses that they're staying open and doing what they can. Like, I'll give a shout out to Baja because like they got their to-go window and everything.
The taco window.
Dude, they're doing the Al Pastor tacos and everything. And I'll tell you what, if you can get a chance to get down there, and get them.
Shout out to Baja because like they do
Yeah.
make some fantastic
Dude,
tacos.
that Al Pastor taco, I didn't get any on Friday night when I went down there because they already sold out. and I was- 23rd Street.
Yeah, Baja
Yeah.
Cantina on 23rd
Ready-
Street
yeah.
in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
Like
Right
amazing tacos.
Yeah, right across from Doc Taylor's and Tot Dogs. Yeah.
So like I'm a big fan of supporting the local business right now. Obviously, we're shouting out
Yeah.
restaurants.
yeah.
There's a webpage or on Facebook for any of you listening locally in Virginia Beach. I'm sure there's for you listening elsewhere. There's probably local pages made. They did a really cool Hampton Roads.
Takeout, delivery to go.
Of all the local spots.
Yeah, it's like 50,000 people in that group now.
Yeah, and it's great. Like people use going there, like, hey, I'm looking for like sushi. What's open in like Virginia Beach, in this area of Virginia Beach, and like people will shout it out, like, hey man, like this place is open. I had sushi there last night. Like I think it's a cool program. I don't even know if it's considered a program.
I think it's considered a group, but at the same time, I'm hoping it stays around after all this crap is done.
I think it will.
It should, because it's like there was one restaurant I think that was talking about, like, they did not realize how much they actually could do by doing to go and stuff like that and everything. And I think they did like 7,000 on Friday. And like for a restaurant, that's damn good money in what we're going through right now.
Like we're just finishing up Lent right now.
Yeah,
and,
thank God, it's
yeah,
finally over.
right. Like our boy Evan over at Boyle Bay.
Yeah,
right there. I mean, there's one in Richmond somewhere. I can't remember. Colonial Heights, and then the one right there off of Holland Road. They were doing a fantastic to go. Like they had it. They set up like a whole system.
Yeah.
Like it was great. Like, you know, on Fridays going in there, like, you know, the producer wanting the crab legs and like,
yeah,
you know, they hook it up. And I mean, like I remember texting him, and I was like, hey man, you guys doing to go? And this is like toward like the beginning of the entire thing. And they had already shut everything down. They were only doing to go. Even like then, I was like, "Oh, is it a possibility? Like, because, like, do I order online and just run in and pick it up and go, or do I like order there and sit down and have a beer or two while I wait for it?" And he was like, "Nah, man, sorry, our bar's closed." And I was like, "Well, shit, I guess I'm ordering online." But yeah, the local restaurants are really doing their things. Even the ones that don't normally do to go, like, really stepped it up. And of course, now like they with the to go adult beverage, I think I don't know where exactly that plays in line. Like I think the world could have probably did. I mean, I'm happy about it. I haven't partaken in it, but I mean, it's a good idea. But I mean, like, you know, if you want that Mexican and you need that margarita, and like you instead of buying a bottle of tequila, you can just get a margarita to go or two.
Sounds like a good idea.
It's like, I mean,
everybody needs to have that.
Is there still a 2-drink limit?
That's a good question.
It's
right
like,
there.
because it's like you can't have like 12 people in the car. Like, it's like I need 24 of these bitches. Like, I'm on quarantine, man. Don't judge me.
Like, I mean, it'd be dope if you could get it by like the jug. Like, can you just give me the batch? How much does the batch cost?
Yeah,
I know you
how
mixed
much
it.
is the batch?
How much is the batch?
He is put it in milk jugs. I'll
Well,
take it home.
like, I know, Alex, you're over there you're over there in Norfolk, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say it was a Dezelli Inn and everything. They're doing like mason jars for their drinks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are they larger mason jars?
They look like
Are they-
they look like 32 ounces. So I'm like, hey,
the 2-gallon mason jar?
yeah,
So wait, they're 32 ounces, so that's pretty much 2 drinks, right?
yeah.
That sounds like 2.
I mean,
So you can buy like 4 of them and you're good, right?
Do you guys have a drink carrier?
Actually, I think they did.
For the
I think they did.
Hey, man, that's a good ploy, though.
I'm
man.
gonna have to
Like,
look. I'm gonna look up. I
the
thought I
mason
saw
jar
that on
got a good
Facebook.
screw top. You don't have to worry about it spilling, and you can reuse the mason jar later. I mean, that's a good idea.
Can you buy it by the gallon?
Dooley, get off the game
Buy
and pay
4.
attention to the podcast.
Dilly, just go to the.
how
convenience store,
are
man.
you doing on your game right now?
How much more
Oh.
money do you need for your next egg? We were talking
Man,
about it
we
earlier.
ain't we ain't talking about the AC, bro.
All right, we were talking about it earlier. So 16 quintillion.
But then I prestige sometimes.
Okay.
Like, are you still playing Call of Duty?
Right now, no.
What are you playing right now? Because I know you're not paying attention to the podcast. Like, I feel like you have the phone on speaker and you're doing other shit.
Ace Combat.
don't
I will
know.
get off the
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Neither do I.
fighter jet.
All right, so I do have some topics, guys. Let me pull that up real fast because the producer, we've been watching a lot of food TV. I mean, my DVR is basically that's like
Empty now?
Like no, but my DVR is like 90% of the things that we record is food TV. So I'm working my way through that. I wanted to know about a cheeseburger. So this is a
Cheeseburger.
topic that we can all get into, and I guess I'm trying we'll start with Alex. Alex, you've been quiet for a little bit. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Not playing Ace Combat.
So
Playing Final Fantasy.
I'm still here.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
I would not be in this conversation.
All right, so like my question is people make sandwiches all the time and they call them burgers, and my question to you, Alex, is what qualifies a sandwich to be a burger? Take your time.
Are we going cheeseburger or burger?
No, burger. Like if you're gonna call something a burger, what qualifies it to be a burger?
I would.
Like, is a chicken burger a burger, or a turkey burger a burger?
I think the fact that you have to call it a turkey burger makes it not a burger. I do believe
so. In that sense,
a burger has
calling it turkey bacon and not just bacon.
It's because it's not bacon.
Just wanted to clarify going into this conversation where we're at.
If you have to state what it is before what it is, then it is not what it is. That's my feeling on that.
Vegan chicken.
It's
So it's
not
not what it
chicken.
is.
It's
Anyway,
not
I believe that a burger has to be some sort of ground beef. And it has to be ground, obviously. Otherwise, it's steak, not a burger.
So,
But I feel like it has
so
to
in
be a
your
ground
mind,
beef.
a bison burger would not be a burger because you have to state that it is bison
Well, it's ground
ahead
though,
of
so-
time. It's you have to describe it as bison and a burger, so therefore it is not. Because we call it a hamburger, there is no fucking ham in that bitch.
You're right.
We call it a cheeseburger. All right, there is cheese.
There's
but
a reason why it's called hamburger, though.
Why?
It's from Hamburg, Germany.
Hamburg steak.
Yeah.
So,
Either way, ground beef.
so you're just like it has to be a beef. It has to be.
Yeah.
So a venison burger is not a burger if
No.
you ground it.
And I'll even bison I was debating
Ground
because that's
meat?
more of a beef-like.
Bovine.
Yeah, like
Does that even?
I don't know if they're in the same family tree or anything there. I'm not gonna
I think anything
They're all split-
like
they're split
ground
hose.
meat.
see. I can't go that far.
So that would be ground chicken, ground turkey, are also burgers.
Put it into a patty form. Good to go.
Fuck that.
I'm kind of with Dooley in the sense that I think it has to be ground and it has to be. Well, no, I can't even agree with that because smash burger is not put into patty form.
Well,
It
Like,
kinda
most-
is.
It's like a
It
meat
is.
ball and then you smash it. So therefore, then it becomes a patty. Is that what the argument is here?
I mean,
Is
that's
that the answer to
where
the
a
argument?
50-50 burger was.
You didn't
On
ask
the
what a
show.
burger patty was. Are you saying that every burger has to be a patty?
Yes, if you're gonna fucking put it into Dooley's
But is-
definition
But
of
is every patty equal? What should I say?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like turkey patty, chicken patty.
But then you
Burger
can
patty.
call you call like a chicken fillet a patty, or
That's
is it like a ground breaded patty,
I don't
deep fried? That's no longer a
Else-
burger.
Yeah.
But you can deep fry a burger. Like so,
Yeah.
it's a very
I'll say you got made a good point on that because there's plenty of restaurants out there that they put a chicken fillet on a damn thing called chicken burger. I'm like, that's not a burger.
okay. That if you put like a chicken breast on a sandwich, that is not a burger.
No, that's a sandwich.
So if it's ground, is it a chicken burger? Because I think that we should rename turkey burgers turkey patties because I don't believe they're burgers. And I feel like that was just a marketing gimmick that caught on. Fuck that. It's not a burger.
I can get behind that. Like 100%, I can get behind that. So,
Turkey patty. Ground turkey patty. Like,
So someone
Yeah,
out there
exact-
can't do shots fired.
imagine the shots fired.
Yeah, I don't know what button does that.
I'm
right
sure
now.
Jason's probably close enough. Actually, he's got short arms. I don't know.
And Dooley usually hits the space bar. I don't know what that did.
Didn't do that.
I don't know if we would know anyway. It usually goes through the post mix, and if he's on the phone with us, we're not in the post mix.
Yeah, I'm definitely not in the
It's
post
the
mix.
bottom left button.
Whatever.
There you go, Jason.
Found it.
Good job.
All right. Damn. And
Slower than
and-
Dooley.
Fuck. I was gonna.
Fuck y'all.
All right.
So, Dennis the Butcher, I mean, you want to weigh in on this? What?
You are the butcher. Wait. Well, before we get to the butcher, we should each go before we get to the butcher. So, Dooley, I think you have made your point. It has to be ground and in patty form.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like
All I can say is this is funny we're talking about this right now.
I'm kind of with Dooley in that.
I just got some text messages.
Okay. Sorry. All right, butcher, you're up. So, you being the butcher, what is required in a burger to be a burger?
Ground meat. Technically speaking, ground meat. But
So, like any ground meat.
yeah, pretty much any ground meat. But I'll agree. For like turkey or chicken like that, no, call it a patty. That's good. It's not a burger. A burger is at the same time. It can't just be beef because like we sell bison burgers, we sell venison burgers. Hell, we sell fucking damn camel burgers.
So,
I got a
I'd like to
question
try
for
that.
you.
Okay.
If you went into a store and ordered a burger, and they gave you anything other than beef, what the fuck would your reaction be?
I would look at him like, what the fuck?
If it doesn't specify what it is before that burger,
Yeah. I'd be like, what the fuck?
I think adding whatever it is before the burger is now changing the definition of the burger. Like, you're using a word that everyone knows to now convey a relative term. But I think a burger is beef.
so in your definition, just to
But at the same time,
You know what? To really,
and it's
to
gotta be
warp it a
nothing
little
but
bit,
meat.
like so, facial tissues are Kleenex, but everyone calls facial tissues Kleenex.
Yeah, here's a brand name. Yeah.
right. So here's the other weird thing, though. Is our 40-30-30 a burger?
Yes.
Ooh, are you sure? It's only 70% beef.
That's your definition
Okay.
of a burger, so it doesn't fit into
But
your
see-
definition of a burger.
But see, at the same time, it's nothing but meat. Like whatever.
Oh, I just had an idea. Hold on,
Like,
I gotta write that down.
because you'll get people every now and then like they talk about their burger recipe and everything, and they'll start talking about how like they have like Worcestershire sauce and freaking onions. I'm like, that's not a burger. That's meatloaf. Like seriously, come on. Like
Hold on,
especially when they start adding
I'm
eggs
listening,
and
but I'm
everything.
half listening because I am writing.
It's a meatloaf patty.
Yeah. It's straight up meatloaf.
Well, okay, so is a burger...
Straight up meat.
okay, so if you don't have a bun, is it still a burger?
I don't think a burger necessarily denotes the bun.
Yeah, you don't really need a bun for a burger.
Well, then it's a hamburg steak. And then it goes all the way back to the original.
Yeah.
So does it have to have an L top and some cheese on it?
No, that would be a cheeseburger.
Yeah. You know where the first actual hamburger was made?
Hamburg, Germany?
No, well that
New
was
York?
the Salisbury steak thing, but no, the first actual hamburger was made at Louis' Lunch in New
That's
Haven,
with
Connecticut.
bread. That's with bread.
with toast,
White
toast, and no ketchup.
Don't they have like the vertical,
Yeah, they have
the vertical grills or
the-
whatever they're
yeah.
called?
Yeah, they think it's been around since like the 1700s.
Where is that? Is that Jersey? Or is that
No, it's in New Haven, Connecticut.
From Chesapeake.
Dolly coming at you live? So
See, you have the same enthusiasm
I'm
on
sorry.
Zoom
I'm sorry.
later.
I got distracted. Was it Jersey or New York?
No, it's in New Haven, Connecticut.
Connecticut?
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. I mean, not that I was just trying to.
That sucks.
I was trying to like in my
New
head
York's
plan.
not-
I was like in my head planning like a a Team Fat Kid road trip to Louis' Lunch. You know,
Screw Connecticut.
Yeah, it's like,
man.
damn,
Why? They
why
got
couldn't-
Frank Pepe's pizza and everything, man. They got some good shit up there.
It's fucking cold up there.
Not this time of year.
I'm surprised the virus is alive.
What's the freezing point of Corona?
The virus or the beer. We could find one out. There is a
Pretty sure.
7-Eleven somewhere around my house that I'm sure has Corona.
Shit, every store has Corona right now.
No one's buying it. Like,
They got Corona. They ain't got toilet paper.
That's gonna give me coronavirus.
I'll give it to you in different stages. If it's room temperature at 70 degrees, it freezes in 3.2 hours. It will break the bottle.
Still laughing at that. I went to the food line this morning. They still don't have no damn toilet paper. I'm like, come on, man. Luckily, I
It's
don't
not
need
that
it.
we're out; it's that they can't distribute it.
Well, that's what's so funny because like when I went to work the other day and I stopped at the 7-Eleven, they literally had 2 packs of toilet paper and they had them behind the counter underneath the cigarettes. I was like, do I got to show you my ID too, or like gotta be 21 and up to buy this shit, or like what's up? Well, I'll admit I've been drinking.
All right, so
Can I get one of those toilet papers? Yes. Can I get your phone number, email, social security number, ID, date of birth, mother's maiden name?
It'll be like
I'm just
buying
trying to wipe
Sudafed.
my ass, bro. Like,
It's like buying Sudafed. No, you see, y'all don't have the allergies like I've got them. All right, like I try to buy Sudafed, they're like, we can't sell it to you.
yeah, you trying to make meth?
I'm not trying to make meth. I'm just trying to fucking breathe.
That's what a meth head would say.
It's sad that you're on the phone and you still sound that creepy,
iPhones are great.
right? Especially yours. Fuck.
Hey, man. I paid this.
Yeah,
I
you
paid
paid.
a lot
Yeah,
for this
you paid
thing.
a lot of money for that, bitch.
It's multi-purpose, let me tell you. It'll be shooting a video sometime later this week for sure.
Ooh, I might have a video coming up here sometime this week too.
Speaking of
Just to give you
Jason,
guys
I haven't forgotten about your challenge.
Oh yeah, I did want to bring that up.
Your dessert off.
Yeah, the dessert off.
a- Ooh, how was that cheesecake?
That cheesecake came out very well. The texture, the peanuts were a little different. Like, because
my
like,
sister approves.
did she enjoy? Like, so, I think this time we actually landed the texture, and I think using a whip, like definitely like whipping it instead of using I used the paddle in the beginning.
I'm gonna have to
And
do it
then-
all by hand.
That's,
That sucks.
Keep in mind, when this video gets posted, there's probably going to be a good 17 minutes of just fast forwarding in the video. Like, I will speed the time up, and you'll just see me in the kitchen. Switch hands. Switch hands.
What the hell, man?
Hey, man.
He's got to, working out.
Is it sad that I could actually picture that whenever he's saying it?
And I'm sure if you know anything about what I say, like the first chef that taught me was like, yeah, when you whisk, you just act like you're masturbating. It's the same motion. Same motion. Think about it. I know everybody's out there laughing, but like you hold the whisk towards you, and you know, it's just you whip it out and you bring it back. I just don't know what to tell you.
Remember, kitchen talk is one level above sailor talk.
Truth.
And
They're pretty damn close, all right?
there's also the figure 8 pattern. Like, I don't know if you want to go down that road. Like when you're whipping something, like if you work in a figure 8 pattern, it actually will whip faster
Just make sure you have Devo
and
playing
more
in the background.
consistent. Yeah.
That's gonna take some masturbation practice. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can
Strokes
pull
is
off a figure
unclear.
8.
Penis in the microwave.
That feels like it's gonna bend. I don't know that doesn't.
All right.
I miss
so,
you guys.
So,
Sex in a bowl and dick on a plate.
God damn. It's almost like Charlie's here too.
I mean, that's when I first got into kitchens, like that's how shit was described. Like, is it good? It's fucking dick on a plate, bro. Like,
don't touch
it's
my
just
dick.
this
Don't
shit
touch
will,
my knife.
This shit will fuck your life up. Like, hey, yo, let me get some of that strawberry sauce. That shit's sex in a bowl, man.
Like, one of you bitches Google like a fucking Urban Dictionary. Dooley, can you manage that?
You know he's got his phone on him. He's still playing that damn game.
I just want to make sure he's listening. Dolly.
Ah!
All right, well, he's still listening. That's good.
Okay, that's good.
Are you actually looking it up?
Sorry, and then
What
I'm already getting a chef. Don't
What are
worry.
we looking up? So no, he's not actually looking
No,
it up.
because the
Yeah,
first thing
the-
that popped up was National Kiss Your Homies Day. So I kind of sidetracked on
I think
What?
coronavirus
All
may
right.
have something to say
are
about
you
that.
are you still under Alex's fucking?
If he's doing it from his phone, I fucking hope not. He should be logged in under himself on his phone.
What are you googling, bro?
No, Urban Dictionary. It just shows that the quote of the day or the one of the day or whatever. National Kiss Your Homies Day. Yesterday was Blurg.
That is none of that is what you're supposed to be fucking looking up.
It's the first thing you see when you fucking open the shit.
Alex, open it up. I just want to see if it has anything to do with your Google searches.
What am I supposed to look at?
The word of the fucking day.
Well, it was fucking National Kiss Your Homies Day.
That's the word of the day.
That's what day it is, not the Urban Dictionary. I mean, I hope it's not that day. Like, that's just weird. All right. Well, Dennis, did you?
I do have a chef's quote.
Okay.
Until I discovered cooking, I was never really interested in anything.
Damn. That could be fucking damn near anyone.
They were famous.
Nope, we're not.
They were a famous chef.
They were.
They-
Oh, keyword.
Keyword famous, yeah.
Yeah.
Bourdain.
Nope.
Giada.
Nope.
She's still alive. Car, you got a guess or no guess? Yes.
Sorry, I was scrolling through possible words of the day, and none of these are something I'm going to say on the air, and that says something because this isn't regulated. So, what was the question?
The quote was, until I discovered cooking, I was never really interested in anything.
Oh, I
And
don't,
the key word there was they were a famous chef.
Yeah, they were. A long...
yeah, I don't fucking know.
Julia?
Yep.
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I found
Chili
a
chow.
different thing. Slam clicker.
Slam clicker?
Wait, what?
And I'm surprised we haven't heard it in the hotel, but people who, upon checking into a hotel with others, remain in the room instead of socializing. Used by airline crew to describe those who don't go out. Slam as in closing the door, click as in locking it immediately. It's just-
So, slam clicker in a hotel room, mostly by the
Okay.
airline.
And since Dooley was saying something about Giada, and because of Alex's
Giada,
disdains
whatever.
of culinary schools, being involved, learning firsthand, and observing the craft and absorbing all you can makes it easier to define what you want. It will also ultimately make you a better chef. Culinary school or even a single class is a great bet too.
Is that Jada?
That was Giada, yeah.
There's nothing wrong, I think, with an individual class. I think with what Team Fat Kid does in like our daily ritual, like we learn as you go kind of thing, and like
Yeah.
in that sense, we are kind of given a class of what to do and what not to do, or sometimes never do. Like
That's how we're described on YouTube.
I don't really have
Cooking
anything
class.
against culinary school.
it's a great basis. I think the only
You just
one,
don't like the graduates.
the one, yeah,
I won't. If you've never worked in a restaurant, and you're just graduating in a culinary school. No, I'm not going to hire you. That. I think I've hired one person straight out of culinary school that worked out. So it more than likely isn't going to happen. I
Totally.
respect that
No, it
Dooley.
was me.
Well, first off, he was working when he went to culinary
I
school,
know, true.
so he was already in restaurants. That's a different story. But someone fresh out of culinary school, they're always cocky when they come in. Yeah, I could do this, I could do that. You put them on the line, they fall apart in 5 fucking minutes. Like it just
the
they
rest of the
can't
line laughs.
they can't handle the heat. You can make good food, but you can't make a lot of it in a short time. Like
And like, let's be honest, like no matter where you graduated in culinary school, the at the end of the fucking day, like if you've never worked on a line, it's a lot different than like just cooking one dish.
Oh yeah.
I'll admit,
I
that's
still
what
remember it
scares
was
me about the food
either
truck.
it was either Jason or Alex that said it. Like I had to make a special for the weekend or something like that, and like I was doing some elaborate shit, and then one of you said, "Okay, that looks really good, but can you produce that in less than 10 minutes? Like, do you have stuff
Can
really
you do it 30
available?
fucking times?
That
Is
yeah,
it-
like this
is
is
it
your
like-
special.
Is it good? Like, I mean, how much are you gonna prep for this? Like, what is your plan for this?" And then I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Plan.
Like,
Just made some shit.
I thought I had like a 20-minute time limit on this. Like, it's just,
See, like, and like how you said that, like about like not having experience on the line and everything. That's the one thing I will admit that kind of worries me about like when we get the food truck up and running, because I don't have any line experience. I can cook, but like I'm not used to working on line. The closest thing to a line I've had was, Sonic.
I'm
Well,
glad
that's-
it went that direction.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's
When you talk about lines, it's not where I thought it was going to end up.
Shut up.
all right. So we're gonna stop this here. I do have a surprise for you, gentlemen.
Okay, well, real quick, because I found an Urban Dictionary word that I'm actually going to say, which is funny because it's still not a word, but it's cock for dolly. You heard it correctly. It is cock for dolly, and it means a perfect fit or especially appropriate. The example they have is, "Can you hand me that wrench? This one's too small." Oh, now that's the cock for dolly.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Surprise, bitches. Sorry, the neighbor's dog is
Oh, Jesus.
This should be interesting.
Hello, hello.
Well, hold on, I gotta turn you up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I got dogs barking in the background. All right. So, welcome to season 3 of Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat, sir. We did try to get you to close out the season. And
Oh shit! What's up, Will?
so on the line, I got Dennis the Butcher, I got Alex, I got Dooley. All right, you guys say hi.
Hey,
Hey, man.
And
What up, fellas?
Dooley apparently disappeared. Ah, shit.
Dooley.
Dooley.
if he's not on the line, it's probably better we don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
True.
All right, so starting, all right, we according to the podcast meter, we've been on for 42 minutes, and we're trying to get you locked in for a while, because you were our very first guest to ever come on the podcast, and we had talked, we had talked a while back. So opening up season 3, we had discussed some things. So we want to go down this road because, like, we had discussed you interviewing us, which would be a different format for a podcast.
Right.
So
right.
are you?
So who is in the room? Give me the rundown again. I heard the butcher.
Yeah. So
Well, you're gonna hear the butcher.
No,
You said
no
the butcher.
one-
You're gonna hear the butcher.
We're all in on phones. Well, I'm at the table. Alex is in North.
So we are practicing our social distancing. Very
Yeah,
That's
good.
true.
We are.
Good, gentlemen. Everybody Purelled up.
Yeah,
Nah.
well,
Hell, I don't know
I'm trying
about
not to
that
touch my face.
one. I already screwed that one.
So Dooley was on the line. I don't know where he went. His phone might have died. So right now you have Alex on the line, you have Dennis on the line, and you have me.
All right. Well, that sounds like a quarantine quorum. I think we can
Well,
commit.
like, before we get started, I do want to ask you one question. Like, how have you been maintaining during the quarantine?
Oh man, I'm happy glad, man. I mean, it's like they made this for me, and it's like what? Everybody has to just stay home and leave me alone? Wow!
Wait, they're actually leaving you alone?
There is a God. There is a God. He loves me. He loves me. Jay, as you know, I serve him well. And this is what happens when you serve the man in charge, or woman, wherever you want to gender it. You know. Yes. Good things happen. Good things happen. But I mean, this is it's a funny situation because, you know, I'm a guy who does funerals, okay? And I'm very close to death. I have probably a very good perspective on it, having to help people through it and go through it myself a few times. And I don't see it as a horrible thing. I think old age is beautiful. You know, living long and going out gracefully. I don't know how you could ask for anything better. And, you know, in my own opinion, I'm ready to go. You know, whenever. I'm not rushing. I mean, you know, at times my kids make me want to rush, but for the most part, you know, I'm not rushing. So I'm in a lot of prayer for people. I'm talking and counseling a lot of people right now, trying to, you know, cope with this thing, the anxiety, the fear, the anger. It's a lot of that, you know. But we always have that. But now it's like slammed in our face. What? I can't move. I can't watch sports. I can't be distracted. I can't do anything. I got to deal with me. You got to be crazy. I got to get out here and make this money. I don't know what you're talking about. So, you know, it's a historical time, you know, and I think that how we get through this will say a whole lot about us individually, nationally, and globally. So here, to, you know,
Well,
we are here in this moment.
cheers to being healthy.
Cheers.
You have.
I know, man. Like this is like the whole thing, man. Like we bring you onto the podcast to do these things. You know, like, you know, it's a little different than like our norm. You know, but I think it's good for us. You know, get a little God in us. And like, without further ado, sir, like, I mean, you say that they're not, like, you're getting a little me time, but it sounds like you're still busy as hell.
No, well, yes, I just don't have to go anywhere. So that's I don't like to go anywhere. Yeah, I'm a homebody, man. I've always been a person. I'm really very introverted, and I enjoy.
You are introvert. I
You know.
think that's a damn lie, sir. See you in confession on Tuesday.
Right. But listen, this is not about me.
It is, but yeah, I get the point. Because I'm anxious to see what you've lined up for this. Like, you want to fire off some questions and see how much you can embarrass us?
I don't think I could embarrass you any more than you guys really do on your own.
True.
See, for embarrassment to happen, there must be a level of shame in the act. And, you know, shame-free.
Yeah,
Which is where I
we have
where
zero
we should
shame. We have zero shame.
be. That's where we all should be. You know? So, yes. But, yeah, I want to give the listeners another opportunity to get to know you guys, you know.
I like where you're
And
going.
so, you don't like where I'm going?
I said I like where you're going.
Oh, yes. So, the idea is just for, you know, us to take this time, allow some chatter, and kind of let me get the basics out of the way. Let's get the basics out of the way. So, we have a name, Team Fact Hit, and yes, some people probably know where it comes from. If you don't, it's on television somewhere. I know that. There's a picture of a really big 16-year-old sitting on Santa's lap. But, yeah, Google it. But the name, though, outside of just, well, I thought of it one day, yada, yada. As you guys came together, you know, how did the name begin to play itself out? Because, you know, the kitchen itself, how that has evolved from where what was an idea of what you guys chopping up stuff on a board to where it is now, and how just the name and how that influenced, in your own way of looking at it, how it influenced the evolution.
The evolution of Team Fat Kid.
Yep.
Well, like we talked about it before, and like Fat Kid came because a good friend of ours, Arthur, when we were making specials, was like, he looked at me one day and he's like, we're just talking about specials and how we're gonna put together some amazing food, and he was like, Jason, man, inside you there has to be like a 600-pound fat kid, like trying to get out, and it just stuck. And like, if you know anything about Arthur he's not really good with names, so what he does is he tags you with a name that he can remember, and so he will always, like, I mean, obviously he knows I'm Jason, like he knows that, but like, it was just like my nickname that he gave me was Fat Kid from that moment when we were talking, and then so it just became Fat Kid, and then my wife Melissa, she became Mrs. Fat Kid. I mean, which is not a flattering name.
No, it's not.
But you know, she owned it, and she was like, all right, and like she was like, well, he's like, you know, Jason trained her, so she is now Mrs. Fat Kid. Like she knows what Jason's, like, what his end game would be. So like, if he was looking for some sort of guidance, he would look toward her. Like, what would Jason do in this situation? Like, and so it became like my nickname was just Fat Kid. And, you know, Alex and I hanging out at my house, like, just...
It used to be Sundays.
Yeah, it used to be on Sundays, and it transformed to Mondays because, you know, that's just the way that everyone would be able to be off and be together.
So thankful.
Like hanging out, like Alex hanging out with us, and, like, Alex actually was the one who coined the name Team Fat Kid. And it just it branded itself really. Once everyone gets into the mindset of, you know, having a 600-pound fat kid inside of you, like, how far can you take something that's indulgent, and how far can we push that into a super indulgent, like, over the top meal? And like, we would, like, you know, on Sundays. I mean, you've been here on Sundays, and we're grilling and barbecuing, and we're doing all those things. You've witnessed, like, how far we try to push things, and I think like to answer your question, like how it evolved into what it is now, like again, like Alex was like, hey, we should just like create an Instagram page, and like, instead of all of us just taking individual pictures and posting it on our personal Instagrams. I believe it was Instagram. Alex, was it Instagram or Facebook first? Was it Facebook first?
I think we did Facebook first. I'm not 100%.
I'm pretty sure.
I know Facebook took off faster. I don't remember which we started first. I think it was Facebook first and then Instagram.
And so like we just, like, one page was created, and then we would just, like, you know, all post photos of the food to that one page. And I mean, it evolved, like, from like one little social media account, which I remember when we would be super like, when we were like, man, could you imagine if we had 50 followers, and now we're like 1,500? You know, it's like, it's like when you think of like way back, like I say way back, like, was it 2 years ago, Alex?
When we started the online stuff, yeah.
Like 2 years ago, we were stoked when we hit 50, and now we're at 1,500. Like, it really, like,
I remember those days.
It evolved, like, into something like that we would never have thought of. Like the podcast that you're on right now, like, this stemmed from Dooley. Are you still there? His phone must have died or something.
I think
like,
his phone died.
So like Dooley was like, "Oh, let's do a podcast, dude. It's basically free." And like, we had like all that downtime from smoking meats and doing things, and we were just sitting around a table like drinking a beer and bullshitting anyway.
It's free.
Yeah, free my ass. Like it's like, it evolved into like something that like I don't know like there's no off switch to this now. Like it's evolved into so many things, and like we brought the butcher in, the butcher's involved, and like it's really taken on like its own persona, if you would, if that makes sense. Like
Right,
there's no
right.
off switch now. Like you can't just like, all right, I'm done and walk away. Like because we got like they were in the process of having a food truck built, and like so there's so many things that are happening. Shit. Alex spent half his day trying to figure out how do we launch a spice line. Like it's like these are things down the road, and like we're trying to figure out like the ins and outs, and like because we've been doing these things on Mondays and like showing people like this food that we create, but no one had an avenue to be able to partake in the Team Fat Kid. And I think like now we're gonna have an avenue where we can deliver it to people, and they can also become part of the team. And I think like everybody has a 600-pound fat kid inside them that what you shouldn't do. And we're not saying like you should eat at Team Fat Kid's food truck every day. Like we don't eat.
Yeah, I am. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, I think it should, but hey, all right.
What?
I'm just saying like
Every day but Monday.
we
Because when we run it on Monday.
like I'll be perfectly honest with you, and like maybe a lot of people don't understand this, but like I don't eat like this every day.
Speak for yourself, sir.
All right, so the butcher and Alex, they do eat like this every day, evidently.
Yeah.
Like
If at all possible, yes.
so did that answer the question?
Yes. I mean,
I tried to cover as much as I could.
well, but I think you give, because look, I'm thinking, hey, these guys love bacon and they get bored fast,
Yeah, we do.
right? That's what I'm thinking, right? So,
Short
but now,
It's like that ADD chef. You know what I mean? Like, this was good for like, what do we do next? Like halfway through an ordeal. Like we're halfway through a recipe and we're like, yeah, but next time, we really should do. Like, that's how the triple P became the QP.
That's also why we don't have a recipe book, because every time we make something, it's like, but wait.
There's more. It's like a shitty infomercial.
But wait, there's more.
wait, it never ends.
No. Like, we're gonna push every recipe that we create to the absolute limit on like how far can we steer this in the wrong direction? Because like and you understand, like, we're Team Fat Kid in like in an age where people are eating healthier.
Health conscious.
Yeah, very health conscious. Like
Vegans,
we
number
have
one.
steered the ship in the opposite direction, and now I kind of feel like now, like with everyone going like the health conscious way, maybe we're the new niche. Like if the old niche is now the new niche. Like things repeat itself.
Are you fucking calling us hipsters?
Always comes around.
It sounds like
It always comes
I'm
around.
kind of
I
offended
feel
by
like
that.
you're saying we're hipsters.
I'm offended by that.
That word never came out of my fucking mouth, and it never will.
Offended by that shit. Hey.
Are you denying it?
Just because Alex says he's growing a
never
beard.
said-
Fuck.
yeah, now that Alex is trying to grow a beard, you should definitely do that selfie again. The one that you sent to
Yeah.
us. Like, yeah, you should definitely.
yeah.
You should
Post
post
that on
selfie.
Facebook. Yes.
Don't worry, there'll be a video later. Calm down.
All right, so I hope. Like, all right, so you're driving the ship, Will.
So,
What do you think?
no, I'm letting you guys riff, man. I'm letting you riff. You're like jazz musicians. I gotta get your space.
I think it's more funk.
You know,
More funk. Than
more
jazz.
fun. Okay.
That's usually about late the Thursday party cast whenever we have that.
I don't know.
happen.
I could get down with some slap bass jazz.
I mean, I love jazz, dude. I'm like New Orleans is in my soul, but funk, that just plays a whole different tune.
hmm So, Alex
Yep.
is on the line still, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Tell me you know, because you have your own history in this thing, and from you coming into it, and why you came into it to begin with. Let me ask you that. What you kind of drew you in and kind of kept you in?
Food and alcohol. That's the short version. I mean, I was here from the beginning of Team Fat Kid, but I mean, like it all started on like the cookout Sundays. Like it was just the day that we all had off back then. You know, we watched some football, cook some steaks on the grill, and drink some beer. I mean,
might have built the deck that he almost was part of.
Oh yeah, I was supervising because I was the only one drinking and definitely almost fell through the deck. But no, I mean I've been here from the beginning. So what got me here? Food and alcohol. I mean,
So did you all work together?
Yeah,
you guys work together?
We worked together, and we just.
Well,
But
Alex and Melissa worked together first.
I think this was Lulu's time period, though. This is
when we started hanging out.
Right, but I mean, like, we were working together at that time. So we were hanging out outside of work. But I mean, like, what brought... Yeah, food and booze, man. I mean, that's probably why I never left either. I got the two best things. Why do people go to restaurants? Food and booze.
So were you always wanting to be like... Did you aspire to be a chef or a bartender? What was your food aspirations? How was food tied in?
The food never even came into my life until I was like 18. When I first started in restaurants, I couldn't cook shit. Like, I ate cereal and Pop-Tarts, man. Frozen pizzas. But I wanted to be a chef. Like, I got into restaurants, and it definitely hit a passion for me. And I was a computer science major in college and decided, fuck that. I'm going to throw away my nice making money job and go work in this shitty ass job in the kitchen.
Doing all the editing. What the hell?
Let's go hang out with all the people doing hibachi.
Yes. So I mean, it was definitely a passion that got me into cooking, and I did want to be a chef. I still love to play with food, which is why I'm still here. Obviously, monetarily in this area, it's difficult to just be a chef, in my opinion. There's a few jobs you could probably have that pay well, but in the vast majority, you know, you're not. I don't think you're going to hit triple digits in this area. That's for sure.
Not in the kitchen.
No, not in this area for sure. So I mean, you want to make more money, you got to move up. But my passion is still cooking. I just happen to run restaurants instead of kitchens.
Now.
Yeah, now.
Because like when Alex and I first started working together, like he did run the kitchen. I mean, he's grown tremendously since then. But like when
Thanks, Pops.
You son of a bitch.
Oh shit! Where's the shots fired when you need one?
Hold on, I think it's on the space bar. Hold on. Like, all right.
Hey!
So I know, like Alex, like ran a great kitchen, and like when we started hanging out, it was because like we were smoking so many meats. When I say we, I mean Alex was smoking so many meats at the shop, like when we were working together.
What the?
Wait,
what?
He was nibbling. He was tasting.
I was doing my job.
Quality assurance check. Hold on. Let me get one of them sausages. You got a half chicken somewhere?
And, like,
Let me get that half chicken.
So like we were taking, like honestly, like I'll be perfectly honest with you, like I didn't smoke a whole lot of meats prior to that. Sounds
Giggity.
terrible. Like I didn't. Like Alex really brought that to my attention.
I brought smoked meat to your
brought
attention.
smoking meat to my attention. You know, like
I'm not sure if that makes it sound like I'm smoking meat or getting you to smoke my meat. I'm not really sure.
Let's go with the first one. So
That just makes us both gay. I'm not gay. You're sucking my dick.
Jesus. See what you did, Will? You
This is what happens when you let us riff, Will.
You're supposed to be in control here. Like, but no, like Alex definitely had a much stronger base when it came to like smoking meats and things like that. And like, I was actually learning from Alex while we were at the shop, and like he was the one that was there at 4 a.m. You know, like firing up the smokers, taking a nap in his car. like, you know, getting those things all done, taking a nap in a booth, like, you know, constantly watching the tedious process of smoking meats, and like I would show up at like 12.
Sounds like your job now.
It was 6 in the morning, not 4.
Oh, okay.
And
well,
both the car and the booth were accurate, depending on winter or summer.
so
Still nice. Well, see, that's where you guys develop that chemistry, that rapport.
yeah, like Alex and I working together, like in a smoke shack, we'll call it. Definitely is like, and that's how like, yo, let's go like smoke some ribs at the crib and drink some beers, because when you're doing it like in an establishment, you can't drink beers while you're smoking the meats.
Oh, I was going to say something that was going to sound bad, but you can't toy with the recipe either. Oh, that one sounded better.
I like it clean. I like it.
You can't play with your meat if you're at the restaurant.
Jesus. All right, so yeah, so like we started to like
Figure
change the rubs, and things like, you know, what works better with what product, and like adding sugar, taking sugar out, and things like that. Like we started doing that. Like, yeah, when you get into the meat and potatoes, which is what we're all about, is like, you know, we started doing that like at the we'll call it the Team Fat Kid compound, where we started to really like adjust flavors.
You know, Will, I'm gonna act like you for a second because I just thought of a really good question that I don't think we've covered, and I don't know if I know the answer to.
You don't know if he's gonna ask it or not.
You're right, but when did we start getting crazy?
From the beginning.
Well, no, I mean, like, think about it, like the Leviathan, the meat cake. When did we really kick it off?
Like when did we start doing like okay, so
Cooking ribs and stuff? Yeah, that's fine. We've been doing that for a while. But when did we get crazy?
Well, when
you started doing it on Facebook,
it started the whole thing with the over the top big cooks is what we call it. Was, I believe, the meat cake.
I do think that was definitely one of our first.
Because like we came up to the point where it's like, all right, so Team Fat Kid itself is having a birthday. Like, we're looking at the timeline on Facebook, and we were like, well, how does Team Fat Kid celebrate its birthday? And we were riffing, as Will likes to call it, and it's like, you know, like Team Fat Kid doesn't do birthday cake, and Alex is like, we should do a fucking meat cake. And then like then our brains started to work like, well, how the hell do you make a meat cake? I don't know if it's ever been done before. And
apparently it's a thing, and we're good at it. So
we're really fucking good at it. But
if anybody needs a groom's cake out there, let us know, because
well, we can negotiate price and depending on how many tiers you want. But like, so like that took us like a solid like 24 hours.
Oh yeah,
that took us a long time to create, and
it took longer than that. If you think it was 21 hours just smoking the brisket.
Yeah, so I mean, like that was an endeavor, and of course, my wife and the producer didn't understand why we were spending so much money to create one dish until
she tried it
till the end, and when she saw it, and then she tried it, and she was like, "Okay, I get it now."
Voila.
Like, you know, like, because not everyone can.
Do you really need $50 worth of bacon? That's not enough. We're gonna get more. Hold on.
You're right. We need $100 worth of bacon. But like not everyone.
Is that where the bacon box photo came from?
No, that was in the very beginning because you and Arthur had went off.
That was the Restaurant Depot trip.
Yeah, you guys went off on this thing on your own. I was at home waiting for you guys to get here.
Look, I was just very happy about the bacon.
When you buy bacon by the case, things do things. But like I think the meat cake was the initial, like, let's go over the top and let's make something huge, and then we followed it up with like the burger. And like, all right, so how do we make a double stacked 12-inch burger that's like 3 inches thick on each patty? And like, how much bacon does that take? How much? like how much cheese is that taking? Like when we start doing like what we call fat kid math, you're like, all right, that's gonna need like 4 tomatoes. It's like in order to do like the L top, and like in our goal and everything is like like it can be huge, and a lot of times like you look at like the cooking shows and like you look at a burger and you're like, that shit looks dry as hell, and we're like, you know what, like we're gonna do it, but it has to be done correctly the entire way. It has to, like, when it's done, yeah, I'm gonna cut a pie-sized wedge out of a double cheeseburger, and it's gonna be 6 inches to 7 inches tall. But we have to, like, how do we create bread that will do that? And like, so we had to formulate a plan on like how to make a sesame seed bun that is this big, and like, so I mean, that's part of the fun. I think the math, like when we get into it and like we figure out like how much it's all gonna end up costing us at the end, and like then that's like we get dumb and we get super excited and like a little overzealous, I believe, like in some things, because like you remember on that meat cake, that top layer was a cheeseburger and it was stuffed. it was cheese and jalapenos on the inside.
It came out medium. It was perfect.
Yes. So, I mean, to answer Alex's question, I believe the first one was the meat cake, and then it just evolved and evolved and evolved. And then on, like, Alex's birthday, we're like, well, we have this huge-ass cobia, and, like, let's stuff it with more shit. Like, and let's, like we're all about layers, and, like, on Dooley's birthday, that was, like, the first time I ever cooked a whole pig. And, like, we, like, all right, so how do we cook a whole pig? Well, we need an asado spit. And, like, I kept watching it, and we're like, damn, it was on sale for $100. Now it's $150. And then one day I was sitting at a bar and I looked at it and it was on sale again, and I bought it right then and there. $100. Like I'll throw $100 at it. I don't know is it gonna work? I don't know.
I'll explain it to the wife later.
It's like,
She probably texted him 5 minutes later.
yeah.
The fuck did you just buy? What are you talking about? I just got the charge. What did you buy?
All right, so Mr. Pastor Will, your next question, please, sir.
What you doing? Well, actually, that does lead in well, because I was had down to ask what's the hardest thing you guys had, the toughest, the most arduous, one that just kicked your ass until.
Well, that I think depends on the recipe. And
The
like,
40-30-30 burger. Fuck that.
You think that was the hardest?
For us to make, like, we don't argue or anything a lot, and like for all of the recipes that we've done, even like the baking, like the cheesecakes and everything, we've had some ups and downs. We never really had troubles or hard times. It took us like 4 hours to grind up. It might have been 10 or 15 pounds of our 40-30-30 burger the first time we did it. Like it took us forever. And so I think like on the scale of things, I think the 40-30-30 burger is probably one of the most difficult that we've had to do, simply in the effect of time. Like when we're smoking meats, like it's 21 hours or something. It takes forever, but you don't have to watch it the whole time. You can walk away, you can drink beer, you can watch football, and you come back. With the burger grind, like it took 2 of us to do it, and it took us forever. I definitely think that's one of the hardest parts.
Well, that would be appropriate. I mean, it's one of your most popular dishes, so menus, recipes. There you go. Very nice. So if you guys were the Wu-Tang Clan, who would be the old dirty bastard?
If we were the Wu-Tang Clan, who would be the old dirty bastard? That is a good question, sir. Well,
You go by the old part.
I was gonna say it's a tough call. It's
You're talking about little baby Jesus like that?
No.
That's right.
I
I don't know. Like
it'd probably be Jason.
what?
Osiris himself.
I'm old dirty bastard.
Jesus.
ODB!
Osiris.
I mean, it's a tough call.
I don't like. Well,
He's old and he's a bastard. Does it count? I mean, like, I don't know if he's dirty. He's on quarantine. I don't know if he showered today. We got 2 out of 3.
I like you missed the earlier part of the podcast. Will, like, we were talking about like, have you missed a shower day during quarantine? And the only one of us that did was Alex, but he was playing a video game, so therefore it's like.
Yo, I told you, there's no time, all right? My naps did not line up with my shower preference. It just didn't happen. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you have a nap ritual?
A who?
A nap ritual. I'm on what I call 3-hour nap time. And so it's basically like I'll nap for 3 hours, then I'll be awake for 3 hours, then I nap for 3 hours, then I'm awake for 3 hours. I don't really have like a day. I don't really have like a day-night cycle anymore. I'm just on nap time, you know?
You turned into a cat.
Yeah, fuck it. I do the same thing all day. I sit around, I lick myself, you know?
Wait, what the?
I'm gonna sleep for 18 hours and be awake for 6.
In the middle of the fucking night, too. I'm not going to be awake during the day. No, I'm going to be awake at like 3 in the morning for no reason. And I always think, like, well, maybe I should vacuum. And then that part of me comes up, like, what if your neighbor wakes up? You're just vacuuming at like 3 in the morning. Like, if I heard somebody vacuuming at 3 in the morning, my first thought would probably be, goddamn cokehead.
They killed somebody.
Well, that might be a possibility. Either way, there's nothing good that goes through your mind with someone vacuuming at 3 in the morning. Like, that just doesn't seem normal. But that's when I'm awake. Like, so I've done laundry, but I don't know. I can't get into cleaning at 3 in the morning. But I'm definitely on nap time. There's no day night. It's just nap time.
I mean, I definitely hit my clean stride like at 8 o'clock last night. Like I was in like full clean mode, and then I had to stop myself. Like it's 8 o'clock at night. Why did it take me so long to get into clean mode? But I did take a nap in the middle of the day. I didn't get up till like almost 3 o'clock.
Oh, see, so look, that's only like 9 in the morning. Like maybe 11 in the morning, depending on when you normally get up. But either way, like you're on nap time. It's no longer like 8 p.m. It's early afternoon.
Like, focus back on the question. Will, could you please repeat the damn question?
Well, we still had to
Old Dirty
name
Bastard
somebody
was the
for
question.
Old Dirty Bastard, but now we can, I think you're all old dirty bastards. How about that? Every single one of you. Just old dirty dogs. Baby Jesus. So, we'll leave it at that. So, when did the Butcher Man come into the scene? I know the Butcher, y'all known,
He's got a date, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, when I officially came over for the first time on the podcast was August 5th of 2019. I do have that.
He got the date.
That's why they call me Stats, brother.
He's got the date for everything.
I do, unfortunately.
Dennis got the date.
Yeah,
But no, like we had known Dennis for a long time.
Yeah, at least 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he was like our butcher. Like we would we shot videos going to see him at the shop. Getting special things like kangaroo and whatnot, and do not sous vide kangaroo.
I tell everybody that. I tell everybody that one too.
Yeah, no.
But Dennis, like we'd have talked to him several times. Like obviously at the shop and meeting up with him at establishments and having a beer, and like we invited him over. He finally got here, and then what was it? What was the date?
August 5th, 2019.
And he never left.
I'm furniture now, bitch.
It's been we've been
Oh,
lucky
the
we've been
family.
lucky to have him, and like the team grows. It shrinks a little, it grows a little. Like everybody's still part of the team. Not everybody's schedule lines up. On Mondays, of course. But
See, I've had times when I wasn't able to come over because I had to work. So.
yeah, I mean it's like there's been ups and downs, like with like who can come and who can hang out and who can't, and like so we just try to make it happen with who's here, and like play to everyone's strengths. Like when they're here, like obviously like when the butcher's here, we make him take care of all the meats. Like that's
True.
Makes sense.
I mean, he's the butcher.
Have you cooked any of those ribeyes yet?
I have not. That's why actually I need to pull a couple out of the freezer. That's tomorrow.
Beautiful.
So what else you got?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry, guys.
You on mute.
I'm talking on mute. All right. Well, with Dennis, though, with the meats,
Yeah.
there had to have been a part where the meats and the seasonings came together. I mean, that has to be the chemistry and the philosophy. Don't forget about the spice thing. I was going to double back to that because that's a key ingredient in all of this. And I'm not saying give away any secrets, but
We really don't have any.
I was gonna say
We pretty much air that out.
we just don't give measurements because we don't do measurements. So, but now, like for as far as seasoning wise, like when we talk about meat, that's simple: salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. That's all you really need, depending on if you're doing steak.
I mean, it's like when you get into like the philosophy of seasonings,
Yeah.
salt and pepper go a long way, like a really long way. Like, I mean, a lot of times that's all you need. And we preach that from time and time again. Like, you'd be amazed what salt and pepper will do to your food. Used, obviously, in the correct portions, you know. Obviously, over-salting is terrible. But I think a lot of
At least
times
it's
people...
salted.
A lot of times people under-season. And, you know, I think, like, their food could just stand just a little bit of salt. And, like, I wish Dooley was still on the line because, you know, us working together, well, when we were working together, like, on a day-to-day basis, like, a lot of times, like, you know, like, taste this, what does it need? Like, it just needs a little salt, man. Like, just, like, especially, like, when you're cooking and you're tasting it time and time again, like as you're building flavors, and like a fresh palate comes along, and I think that's kind of like a big ordeal. Like have someone else taste it, and like preferably somebody who knows what they're talking about. And 9 times out of 10, like a pinch of salt will go a long way. And like when you think, you know, it's there, you should probably just add like a pinch of salt. Like, I mean, a pinch of salt is a big deal, and like salt alone is huge. And I think people don't understand that, and I like that's one of the messages that we try to push through. And like, you know, it's one of those things, man. Like people just are afraid to use it. They're afraid to be over salty, and I think like they're underestimating how good their dish really is if they just added another pinch of salt.
You don't want to be a salty bitch.
Don't worry, Will. Next time I eat your food, I'll let you know.
Oh shit! Yeah. Talking about shots fired moment if I ever heard one.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't have my armor on.
At least you got your pants on. Dude.
Maybe.
Alex
How
probably
you
does.
know?
Hey, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. Do you have pants on?
Right, I'm home.
Alex probably doesn't.
I'm home.
Those Alex's
Would've
pants
walked.
came off a long time ago.
I plead the fifth. This ain't a video cast.
Thank God.
We were talking about trying to Zoom this thing, and we thought it was a bad idea because somebody's going to be sitting at a table and stand up and not be wearing pants.
Oh, you mean like that? Oh, you mean like that one dude on the conference call and everything? He's like buck naked and everything. Like he stands up
From
like
the waist down, he ain't
Yeah.
wearing nothing.
he wasn't wearing anything. Period. They're like, what the what the?
The mirror in the background tells a lot of stories.
So, all right, before we get too far, because I did have a serious question regarding if it's not the seasoning, then are we talking about temperature? Are we talking about the kind of meat? I mean, what are your big factors? Because every steak ain't the same. I mean, every salt and pepper. I hear you, but
If you want to, temperature wise, if you cook it over medium rare, get the fuck out. Seriously.
Okay, medium is fine.
there we go.
And- okay,
but
so
at the same time,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm also the person that'll take it like a 2 to 3 inch steak and cook it for 35 seconds on each side, and we're good. It's still cold in the middle.
Sometimes Dennis is gross.
No, that's delicious. What are you talking about? That's called Pittsburgh Rare for a
I
reason.
get it. That's Pittsburgh Blue, bro. Like that is not even rare, man. That's
Blue Rare.
raw.
Yeah.
Like so.
yeah.
The real question is, you say you cook it for like 35 seconds on either side. Is it in a like burning cast iron pan?
Yeah, it's a screaming hot cast iron pan.
All right, so at least it's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say otherwise it's just blue.
I'm gonna say, all right. So there's start with your product. Like if you want to get down to the nitty gritty of things, like
Truth.
start with the quality of your product. Dennis being our butcher, I'll let him take over here in a second, but we go to him specifically because we tell him what we're going to do with it. And I think knowing your butcher well is important. Let him know what you're going to do with it, and then take his expertise and for him to select the item that is, like, he knows the meat better than we would. I mean, he deals with it every day. He's the one cutting it. And like, if I tell the butcher, like, hey man, I'm gonna sous vide some steaks, he's gonna
Laugh at you.
He always laughs, but he knows damn well that I'm right, that that's the best way to cook a damn steak or any piece of meat.
Okay.
And all right, go ahead. What you got?
What? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand you like your sous vide and everything, but it's not. In my opinion, it's not the best way to cook a steak. Cooking a steak, if you can grill, obviously, because grill adds the flavor and everything. Plus, you get the nice char and everything on the outside. And I understand, yes, you can do the sear and everything after you pull it out of the sous vide. It's just I just don't want to wait, like 6 hours for a steak whenever I can have it done in about a minute and a half. I'm like, at least for me. But no, yeah, like you were saying though, like if there's a certain thing that you want to make and everything, yeah, you definitely need to like say, hey, well, I'm going to be doing this, and I will make sure I get you the right piece of meat and everything that you're gonna do. Because like I'll have people that come in there and everything, and they'll be like, oh well, I'm gonna, I want to roast it. I'm like, I want to spend I want the best roasts out there, and I'm like, all right, well, the best roast is a prime rib or a standing prime rib. And then the next thing they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put it in my crock pot. I'm like, well, see, you need to tell me that ahead of time because that's not gonna be what I'm gonna recommend for you. Put it in a crock pot. That's simple. That is called a chuck roast because it's got the marbling and everything, and then it's got that nice, and it's one. If you're gonna cook it for a long period of time and everything, you want to let your butcher know. Simple as that, because we'll tell you what exactly piece of meat you're gonna need, and like for me, like because I love to cook and everything, I'll give you ideas on how to cook it and everything.
For example, I'm gonna throw one at you.
Yeah,
pot roast.
Pot roast. Like I was just saying, chuck roast for a pot roast and everything. And then, like personally, like 9 times out of 10, I'll use my crock pot. But if I don't, I'll use my Dutch oven and everything. Cause like I'll get my
Dutch oven.
Yeah, my Dutch oven. Yeah, and because you get it nice and hot and everything, and you sear both sides of that chuck roast and everything. And it's not to lock the juices in. It's just because whenever you char it and everything, you get a nice, like, more rich flavor. And then, like, you pull it out, and then you throw in your carrots, your potatoes, onions, and everything, sear them off a little bit, and then put your chuck roast back in. And then, like for most people, like, they'll usually add the cream of mushroom, which I can't because I'm allergic to it. So I end up adding cream of celery, and then also there's this new thing out there. It's called cream of bacon. I highly recommend it. It is freaking delicious. Throw that in there, and then a can of.
And you want to know why he became part of Team Fat Kid and never left? There is a cream of bacon.
There's a cream of bacon on the market. Yes, yeah, seriously, yeah, no. But that and then a dry packet of French onion soup mix and everything, and just a little bit of water at the bottom to cover the bottom of the pan and everything. You're good. Let that sucker cook. If you're cooking in your oven, like I'd say at 250 for maybe like 4 or 5 hours, pull it out and just shred the meat. It's just the best thing in the world.
What you were looking for there, like when searing meat, is the Maillard reaction.
Yeah.
It's like where it forms that crust on the outside, and it's
and more flavor.
It doesn't
lock
like,
the juices in.
Like searing anything does not lock the juices in. That you're caramelizing the fats, and that's what brings the flavor to the table. And again, I go to the butcher all the time, and I'm gonna sous vide half the crap I buy from him.
Truth.
I mean, that's just the way we are. Because like when you a lot of people don't know what a sous vide is. It's basically cooking under vacuum. We have a couple videos up about it. So you put it under vacuum, and then you submerge it in a immersion circulator, which is the it maintains a
constant temperature water bath.
Yeah. So if you want medium, it'll make your meat medium all the way through. Not like you get like those gray areas on the top and bottom. You can definitely tell like when something was sous vide as opposed to when something was grilled. There's nothing wrong with grilling meat. I want to get there because I'm a huge fan of a grill. I think that a cast iron pan and or a flat top, like a flat top burger, will bring more to the table than the grill.
Keep that crust on it.
And I know like that kind of like what you think of Team Fat Kid, you think of us grilling things, but we honestly don't grill a lot.
That's true.
We haven't lately.
We put things.
Summertime's coming.
We put things into a smoker. We're not grilling, which is high heat over like a rack, and that would be like a barbacoa, if you would. So we don't really venture into that. The grilling of steaks. I mean, yeah, we do it. But to us, that's your beginning steps. That's what I don't want to talk negative about anyone or any way you prepare food. Whatever you do and you love, you do that. But like grilling a steak like on a gas grill, that's just not something Team Fat Kid's gonna do. I mean, yeah, I'll do it on a Tuesday night when I just got home from work and I want a steak. Yeah, I'll throw it on the grill. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna throw it in a cast iron pan anyway, and set off my smoke detector. Yes. But I think like do what you like and do what your flavor, like what makes you happy. Don't eat lettuce. And I think like with Team Fat Kid, we're always looking to do something completely different. And like right now, I mean, I'm pretty sure I can speak for Alex. Like we're kind of hung. We get hung on one thing. And
we're not kind of hung.
Yeah, like with the with the sous vide. With the sous vide, I think we found a place where we can prepare things and not have to pay so much attention to them, and then to get the correct temperature and the things that we want. Like we sous vide chicken tenders just so that we can bread them and fry them, and now they're already cooked. Now we're just trying to put that crust on the outside. And I think like with the sous vide in general, like we're just trying to like it's cooked perfectly, and now we just want to put that crust on the outside. The Maillard reaction like is what we're looking for like at the end. So it's kind of like a reverse of like what most people would do like with a grill. Like you're throwing it down there to sear it and get all that flavor, and then you're like trying to reach the perfect temperature. I mean, it's not a difficult thing. I think a home cook would really go a long way with a thermometer. Yeah. If you're gonna try to grill something and trying to get it to like a perfect medium, I mean thermometers go a long way. They're inexpensive. They've been around for fucking ever.
I do that at work every time, like especially like when somebody's doing like doing roast or anything like that, or like trying to like they're like, well, I need to get a certain temperature. I'm like, well, do you have a meat thermometer? No. Well, buy one. It's worth the investment that you're going to put in it because
the $6 is worth every fucking penny. And like people are like, well, how do you know when chicken's done? When it reaches 165 degrees. Right? That's how you know that bitch is done.
Although whenever you're doing a bone in pork butt, it's kind of easier because all you got to do is wait till that bone pulls right out nice and clean. You're good.
Yeah, grab it by the bone. If you pick it up by the bone, it's not done.
It's the truth. That is the truth, though. A lot of people don't realize they think like, oh, it's over 180 degrees. I can shred it now.
No. I know. We segue a lot, and I hope we're answering your questions well.
Riffing.
It's not my fault. I'm drinking.
Good. Riffing while you're drinking. So that was my other area of questioning is, you guys are big into what you intake liquid wise. and you put stuff up all the time, different beers that you are enjoying and want other people to enjoy. So of those, we'll stick with beer. Where are you right now? Top three, each guy.
Top 3 beers?
Yeah.
That's a,
No, okay. Let me make it a little more specific. I won't go all time.
Like,
Top 3 seasonal
Ooh,
now.
that's harder. That's harder. That's harder than my top
Alright.
3 of all time.
I'll say like I can say the one would be that mango cart. That one I will admit I've been
For seasonal?
I've only been able to find it at one store, and thank God Food Line, they've got it. And I'm like, I'll tell you what,
It's so from last season.
it is probably from last season, but you know what? I had it when we did the Facebook Live. We did the live podcast at Casual Pint and everything, and like, other than that, that was the only place I could find it. And then I found it over at Food Line, and I'm like, yes, I'm willing to pay $10.99 for a 6-pack.
If I'm going seasonal, I think I'm gonna go Hop Grove,
That's a good one.
the summer IPA from I think South Street. Could be wrong about that, but I haven't had it. I haven't had it.
I wish Julie was like on the line. We could make him work his Google machine. That's how like we call things out and then we say, Julie, Google that
Yeah.
to make sure we're right.
I thought you were gonna be like, "What's this beer?" I'm pretty sure we already know it's Stone.
Oh no, I know. Like anything Stone is Julie's answer.
Truth.
But
It's gotta be a seasonal. Well, there's this. I'm sure there's a Stone seasonal.
I'm sure they make them.
Hopkeeper.
Hopkeeper. Is
Yeah,
a good one.
that was a good. That was a good
I'm
one.
trying to think like of a seasonal beer. Like I don't know. If
Unfortunately,
See,
I've been
Hop
drinking more.
Grove is seasonal. It's a summer seasonal. I haven't had it this year because it's
I
not
drink
summer
more
yet.
PBR
but-
than anything else.
One
so.
of, I would say one of my favorite seasonals, and Alex is gonna give me
a bunch
crap.
of shit.
accumulation for a winter beer.
All right. I mean, I'm not gonna give you too much shit.
I think accumulation. I think is that New Belgium,
No, Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada.
I think.
Shit, now I'm gonna work the Google machine.
I'm pretty sure it's Sierra Nevada.
Like, and I'm gonna try to like I got 3 motherfuckers on the phone, and I'm gonna try like, and I'm working on an iPhone 6 here, guys. So if something happens, this is my fault. I should have upgraded a hot minute ago. All right, so accumulation. Well, I'm doing this, guys. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
Sorry, I was looking up Sierra Nevada Winter Beer, and it's Celebration,
Let's
so
say,
it's not. I don't think it's Sierra Nevada. You might be right with the.
Yeah, it's New Belgium. So yeah, that's my I think my favorite winter beer. When we get into fall beers, like they're all garbage. Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Oh, that's a delicious beer.
Yeah, that one's good.
I will give you that. That is a great beer.
Outside of outside of the Oktoberfest, I believe like when you leave Oktoberfest, everything turns pumpkin and it's garbage. That the pumpkin beer phase has sailed. It's over. Like let it go, people.
I
Right.
forgot how much.
What about the ginger? What about the gingers?
The ginger
Stout.
beer?
Ginger beer or gingerbread stouts?
Man, ginger beer goes
Gingerbread
with vodka.
stout.
There
All right,
you go.
gingerbread stout.
All right. Hardywood's got the best gingerbread stout out there. I'll admit that.
Is it gingerbread stout?
Yeah, it's a gingerbread stout. Yeah,
What's it called?
gingerbread stout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hardywood gingerbread stout.
it's straight up GBS. I've got a bottle from 2015 still aging right now.
That's gonna be a special kind of podcast right there.
Oh yes, it will. But I forgot how much ABV was in until I just looked it up. But the barrel aged Imperial German Chocolate Cupcake Stout from Angry Chair. I'm the dark beer guy.
Yeah, the butcher is definitely
Yeah.
the dark beer guy.
I forgot it was 11% ABV though. But they go down
What?
so smooth.
Will, what are you doing?
What?
We can hear all that.
I thought you were
Sounds
crushing
like
on
you're
chips
popping
or-
bubble wrap or something.
Shuffling cards. Stealing, playing a game of blackjack.
Uh-oh.
The preacher's playing blackjack, huh? Okay.
I think I think the easiest answer for all of us is like your favorite beer of all time. And we're gonna start with Alex. Because Alex and I know Alex and I disagree on this. And I know what it is. So, go ahead, Alex.
Give it up. Give it up.
Is it bad that I'm blanking on the? I know exactly what you're talking about, and it is my favorite beer. And now that I want to name it, I can't fucking think of the name.
Aventinus?
Thank you. I was like, I could not. Schneiderweiss Aventinus, definitely
That's his
all-time favorite.
That one, and in the worldwide
Have you had Aventinus?
Of course.
So how do you feel about that? Hold on, I got a little freedom flying over. I don't know if it's not as cool. It's not as cool as shuffling cards.
I mean, that's a respectable beer. I mean, that was one of my favorites for a little bit.
For a little bit, and now you moved on.
It's a classic.
Okay.
I'll
give you that.
I
It's a
couldn't stay with
classic.
it. Yeah, it's a classic. No
It's
question.
been around for a long time, and like I've run into a lot of people that think that it is like the perfect beer, and I can't get behind it. I think there's too much spice in it.
Well, I mean, you know, it would. I think when I first had it, it was like, this is what beer's supposed to taste like.
I can't. I don't want to speak negative of it. Like I can drink it. It's just not like it's not something that I'm gonna go to. You know, like.
Well, that's what I was gonna switch to, is that I can't drink it often enough. But that's more of a taste bud thing, you know, and a body thing, a chemical thing. But as far as the actual taste of it, I mean, it's definitely a classic.
Do you find that, and this is always like my question, because the way it was described to me, like you get like more banana and clove as it comes closer to room temperature.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've always had it at room temperature because I was given it that way, you know. So I was told that's where you drink it at. So I don't know. I mean, I was and yeah, I don't know. But I always try to do that with darker beers anyway. Just drink them room temperature ish.
How do you feel about the temperature of your Aventinus car?
I definitely usually do it colder. I won't say like not fridge cold, but I do like it to be colder. So I think of it kind of like Guinness,
Like a
like
little
50 degrees versus 40. You know, I don't know exactly what temperature Guinness is supposed to be served at, but more of a room temperature
Do you
than.
feel-
53 degrees.
There you go.
Do you feel that it blooms with as it warms up, like cheese?
It gets better.
I think
Yeah.
if you roll it properly, it doesn't really have that issue.
Right.
Rolling the bottle.
Aventinus is an unfiltered wheat.
Oh, yeah, I
which
got
means
you
that
on
it
that.
has
Yeah, I got
sediment
you,
in
yeah.
it, so you have
Yeah.
to roll the bottle to mix
Well, yeah,
the
for
beer
wheat
before
beer,
you
yeah.
serve it.
Yeah.
So I don't.
So then, how do you feel about it on draft? Because you're not rolling the keg, so that means all the sediment is at the bottom of the keg.
I think I've only had it once on draft, and I have to admit I wasn't as pleased.
Okay.
Most of the time, I find.
Yeah, I
that
don't
it's in
think
the
you can
bottle.
drink it on draft. I don't know. That seems sacrilegious.
Go back there and shake the keg, then pour my beer.
That should be interesting. All right, but your favorite beer of all time?
That's the Dragon Milk.
Dragon's Milk?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a stout.
It's a stout, yeah. It's also like 16% alcohol. It's the way it is, you know. Like, if you would have asked me that 10 years ago, unfortunately, I probably would have said Budweiser. But
Damn.
I've learned I've learned from my mistakes. Okay, I started getting into the
Well, I'm
craft
not
beers
saying
and
it's your
everything.
everyday drinker, but damn, like Budweiser.
Budweiser isn't even an everyday drinker. I don't even drink that unless I have to.
Yeah, Budweiser's like shit. There's nothing left at the party.
Exactly.
It's like, and I hope I had a couple good beers before I get into this shit.
I need to. Well, the sad part is I could probably drink an entire case of Budweiser and not have a buzz. So it's like, hey.
All right.
Sorry.
Mine's not a secret.
Yeah, we know you're Teddy over there.
Yeah, no. My favorite beer of all time is Dogfish 120.
Well,
it's,
yeah.
it's a limited release. It comes out once a year. We're lucky to get our hands on a bottle, and I think that's what makes it something special to me is that you can't always have it. And if you're lucky enough to get that year's run, like you only get like one or two, and it's I think that's why I think it's so special is because it's a limited run. You may only get one or two a year if you're lucky, and that's it, and it's gone. I mean, my everyday drinking beer is a Miller Lite. I mean, I like IPAs, unless they smell like cat piss.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't get past that. It's not
With all good
It might
reason.
be just me, but it's just like shit.
If it smells like ammonia, I don't want to drink it
Yeah.
either.
All right, Pastor Will, we got time for one more question, and we got to wrap this bad boy up.
One more question.
So throw us your hardball.
The hardball. Well, I use my hardball, but I'll come with the Phil Negro.
So then you got to throw us the junk ball. Like you throw us the one that we can't hit. You know that knuckle.
So of all, no, I won't say. But of all the time, you guys have thought about where you wanted to be, with, and whether you're there yet or not. How do you see this thing playing out? Where's the dream spot in 10 years?
Global domination.
Do you have to ask?
Did you really have to ask that one? Seriously, come on, knuckleball, man. Come on, a knuckleball, not a like hanging right there in the middle of the damn plate fastball like that.
I know, you threw like a hanging curve, like. No, I mean, like I think to answer the question.
What are we doing today, Pinky?
We're trying to take over the damn world. I think in our mind in 10 years, to honestly to be doing what we love as full time, like doing the podcast, doing YouTube, like running a restaurant, a food truck in Avenues, hopefully getting a spice line together, like these things, like like are what we like to consider pipe dreams, that we baby steps each step of the way. I think to do it full time and to be able to do it as a career would be like where we want to be in 10 years. Doing like they say, like if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Truth.
And I mean, we love to cook.
Realistically, in 10 years, we probably own a restaurant and a food truck. Dream in 10 years? We own an ex-Golden Corral building that is literally like our Home Depot of everything Fat Kid. Like,
Truth.
there's our storage and shipping facility. There's our butcher shop in the back. There's our restaurant. There's our film facility. Like, all under one roof. That's our...
The dream goal.
Yeah, it's dream goal in 10 years.
There you go.
Like we only need a couple million. Anyone out there listening?
We need $3 million. We make this happen.
Want to back this bitch?
You will
You want to
eat
be an
good.
angel investor, by all means.
You will eat good.
There you go. So you speak it. There's a power in speaking, gentlemen. You should know that. You do it all very well.
What we'd like to think so. I don't know if it comes across correctly.
It's effective either way. Because people keep coming back. And it's informative.
Hey,
It's
well,
informative.
if they keep coming back to the food truck, we know we hit a winner.
Yes. The hardest baby to birth.
Is the first one?
Take you home.
Is that what we're going with?
The hardest one to birth. Best one.
I just got to do this one more time before we. All right, so Will, we do appreciate you coming on the podcast. We're creeping up on that fucking 2-hour mark, and hey, people are at home doing nothing. They might as well listen to us bullshit about ourselves. But
Right.
we're gonna close this bad boy out. Will, we do appreciate you coming on the podcast. I'll give you a call after we wrap this bad boy up. maybe sometime during this third season, we can get you to come on to the podcast and physically sit at our brand new table and enjoy enjoy the little bit of success we've had.
Here, here. Here, here.
Damn it.
My boy.
I'm terrible at this. It's so hard when Dooley's not here. All right, so let's see if we can wrap this bad boy up. All right, so
Will, thank you for joining us on the podcast today. We definitely appreciate it. And to everyone else out there, this is Team Fat Kid. As always, you can find us on Facebook at
Team Fat Kid,
on Instagram at
Team Fat Kid Nation,
on Twitter
at Team Fat Kid 1,
on YouTube,
Team Fat Kid,
and on any of your favorite podcast listening apps at Team Fat Kid Choose the Fact.
praise the Lord. We're out.